We are here to talk about cryptocurrency today. Um, Appreciate you coming in. It's a topic that is in the news a lot right now. There's a lot of things moving on, and wanted to discuss what it looks like from an IRA and a self-directed IRA standpoint to give you the information that you're looking for. My name, once again, is Jason Shepard. I'm an IRA specialist here in Newview, and we'll go ahead and get started on a very high-level introductory class on cryptocurrency. So, as always, give you a disclaimer about how Newview serves solely as a custodian of alternative investments. We do not provide tax or legal advice or investment advice. We purely are here to sell IRAs, education savings accounts, health savings accounts, as well as 401ks that hold alternative investments, but not the other way around. So don't take this as advice, more just that, once again, high level class about cryptocurrency. Self-directed retirement plans, once again, are retirement plans where the investment decisions are purely made by the account holder. So gives you a lot of freedom to invest in what you know and not pay somebody just to invest in things that you're not an expert at. But if there are certain areas of the market that you are an expert, how you can better take advantage of those investment opportunities that may be unique to you. Benefits of the self-direction always is diversification, not just diversifying within certain stock portfolios, but also you can diversify within an asset class. It can be multiple forms of real estate investing. It can be real estate and private businesses. It can be private lending. There's no shortages of how you can diversify that portfolio instead of just having a diverse set of stocks in that same stock market. There's also those tax savings. Any growth is tax-free or tax-deferred growth. So it gives you that benefit of compounding that interest and creating a much larger nest egg than if you were paying taxes all along the way. And then self-direction gives you the benefit, like I said on the last slide, invest in what you know best, right? If you're in real estate, who better than to advise on the real estate market than a real estate professional, and vice versa. There's other opportunities out there for you. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll talk about cryptocurrency. It's probably one of the most common questions we're getting right now, as far as clients it's in the news. There's exchange traded funds. There's things called ETFs. There are people investing directly in cryptocurrency a lot right now. Bitcoin is hitting some all-time highs once again. So a lot of clients are calling us to dip their toe into the cryptocurrency. Is it worth their effort? Is it worth their time to get into it? So cryptocurrency was actually born in 2009. That's when the first Bitcoin was mined. Back then, it was much more manual process. You couldn't just buy it on a platform like you can these days. In 2010, the first recorded commercial transaction of Bitcoin took place. Somebody purchased two pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin, which nowadays with the price, I think as of today, I saw was hitting 65, almost 66,000 per Bitcoin. Quite a big difference between two pizzas for 10,000 to now one is $66,000. So it's come a long way. 2011, you started seeing additional cryptocurrencies such as Litecoin starting to hit the market, and additional ones have begun to emerge over time. Back in 2012, major exchange platforms began forming to buy, sell, and trade those cryptocurrencies to the retail investors. Between 2013 and 2015, crypto gains regulatory attention. And at that point, you could start holding it directly in IRAs. We started seeing widespread adoption and acceptance through the latter half of that decade. And then in 2021, it reached an all-time high of 60,000. And then it went down a little bit. And then over the last 6 months, it's increased back up And as of as of this class, it's hitting those all-time highs again, above 65,000. So some key features on Bitcoin: it is decentralized. Nobody controls or owns the Bitcoin network. It's on a blockchain, and transactions can never be altered or censored. It's a peer-to-peer network. Secure payments go directly from one person or business to another. So there's no clearinghouse like your bank transactions. There's no debit cards or anything like that, and it kind of uh, cuts out the middlemen for processing those payments. The benefit to Bitcoin, unlike other cryptocurrency, it's a fixed supply. There's only 21 million that will ever be created. There are coins out there that aren't on a fixed supply, so you definitely want to make sure you doing your due diligence when you're investigating your coins to make sure you understand exactly what you're purchasing. Bitcoin's much more immune to inflation than your traditional currencies or some of those other digital coins that are out there. Bitcoin transactions do typically have lower fees because there is no middleman, like we were talking about. It's on that peer-to-peer blockchain network that allows for those transactions to be much more quickly processed across the ledger. And then all Bitcoin transactions are recorded on a global public ledger called a blockchain that anyone can view them, and it just creates that transparency. But also it creates anonymity because it's not like your name is attached to it, like your bank account, where it comes from that standpoint. So I'm going to pause there. Amy, have any questions come through the chat before we proceed?
Yes, we actually have one. What is crypto looking like as of today?
Yeah, like we just discussed, crypto's hitting all-time highs once again. There was a dip from 2021 to now, where it had dipped, I believe, as low as 40,000 per coin, but it's now creeped right back up, and over the past probably week or so has skyrocketed, and it has gotten really close to hitting those all-time highs again. As of last I checked, it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 65, 66,000 per coin. So there's a lot of changes that have come across so far. The other thing, a lot of companies like BlackRock and Fidelity have begun to issue ETFs that are exposed to Bitcoin. So it's creating kind of that institutional market, whereas before it was mostly on the outside of the stock market when people were talking about Bitcoin. Now some of these more traditional trading houses are starting to get into the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency craze. So it's definitely increasing that. Not just does that create more volume on trading, it creates more volume on inquiries, more interest in the market, and just creating that extra amount of interest surrounding the coin. So great question. Appreciate that. Amy, is there anything else, or we get ready to move on to some of the other questions?
Ready to move on.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Some common questions we get from clients moving forward is investing in crypto safe? Just like with any investment, there are volatility when it comes to the market. The crypto in and of itself is not any more or less safe than some of your other securities you may be currently invested in. One of the things you want to make sure you're doing your due diligence, the platforms you're using, and the coin and some of the other information. If you're sticking to some of the more fixed coins and some of the more popular coins that are out there, there may be less volatility. Some of the other coins where there's not a fixed supply, those can be very, very volatile. So just like with investing, there can be its pluses and minuses. Make sure you're doing your due diligence before you move on from there. So next one, do I pay taxes on cryptocurrency? I'm going to couch that and say it depends. If you're investing inside of your self-directed IRA, just like with any of the tax benefits we discuss on a weekly basis, your growth is not subject to those capital gains that I would have to pay as a regular investor, and I believe even there are additional taxes where they're looking at on cryptocurrency. You want to talk to your CPA and financial advisor if you have any very specific questions about that. But the benefit inside of an IRA right now is there are no taxes, especially if it's with a Roth account. Then you're paying the taxes when you put it in. Any growth is now tax free, and that just helps you compound. That just means every time you move from investment to investment, there's just more to reinvest, and it helps you snowball that down the line. Another common question: how do I invest crypto with my self-directed IRA? We have a couple processes in place. We'll chat. We'll touch on those shortly after these questions. But it's a very simple process. Once you have an account with us, we can walk you through those steps. We have a whole crypto and brokerage team here at NewView that can walk you through those steps. What does investing in crypto with a self-directed IRA look at NewView? We'll touch on that here on the next slide. So first and foremost, our oldest relationship when it comes to cryptocurrency trading is with a company called Cboe Digital. Cboe Digital is formerly ErisX. You can set up a trading profile with Cboe in the name of your IRA, and they'll offer those main 4 cryptocurrencies for you to then buy and sell and trade. Mostly Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. That would help you from there. And then the other digital platform that we use is the Gemini exchange. It's one of the top and most used crypto exchanges that are out there. The #1 app for beginners. According to Investopedia, it's the best for security. So one of the questions before the common questions we get is how secure it is. Gemini ticks that box there with high honors when it comes to that. And then it also made NerdWallet made their 11 best crypto exchanges and apps not too long ago. So it's a very well-known platform, and they also hold a lot more coins than Cboe Digital, whereas they only have 4. I believe Gemini has somewhere in the range of 80 cryptocurrencies that are available. And you can get that platform in all 50 states and very cost friendly when it comes to the trading. You'll want to see Gemini for their fee schedules and see what exactly cryptocurrencies are available on their platform before you proceed. But it's a very easy, we try and make it a simple process. We have a team upstairs that'll help you through that when you're ready to move forward. So, another common question: how do I securely store my crypto? The benefit to having it inside of a self-directed IRA is your profile is held on those platforms in that secure way. There are other ways to hold it offline in wallets, but that's something that a self-directed IRA cannot do, as you cannot hold those assets directly yourself. What if I want to store my crypto in my own wallet? Unfortunately, that the only possible way to do that would be in a checkbook control LLC. However, you still cannot take physical ownership of those coins. So make sure you're consulting with a tax professional before you make any moves in that manner, just to make sure there aren't any regulatory or tax implications outside of the IRA plan that would cause any issues for you down the line that we are not aware of. So before we talk about those next steps, Amy, are there any other questions that came in that we can try and touch on now?
Yes, we have 2. The first one is, what are the potential benefits of investing in cryptocurrency through an SDIRA compared to traditional investment options?
Perfect. The great question. And I think we just touched on it, but just to reiterate, is just like with all self-directed IRA investing, it's done in a tax-deferred or tax-free manner. So the portions that you're able to reinvest when you're ready to purchase other coins or any growth is in that tax advantage status. So you're not paying those taxes. You're not paying annual crypto capital gains taxes or anything like that, especially as these coins, some of these coins grow, and you could see, an exponential growth depending on when you get in, when you purchase those coins. This just gives you that ability to have it grow in that tax-free or tax-deferred manner. So
Great. And then the last question that we got was, what types of cryptocurrencies are typically permitted within an SDIRA, and are there any restrictions or guidelines?
yeah, absolutely. So on the platforms, it'll tell you which cryptocurrencies are available. The only ones that they won't hold are any sort of international coins that are kind of sold off platform, that aren't eligible inside of those platforms. So it's very simple. Once you set up the accounts, it'll tell you which ones are available. So as long as you're not, and when I say international, I believe that more comes to some of the coins that are only available outside of the United States. Whereas as long as it's on those platforms and eligible, that those would be the only restrictions there. So I think if you have any additional questions, we're happy to chat. We have a brokerage team that's available to answer any questions. We can certainly get you in touch with a team that's able to answer those questions a lot better than I am on a day-to-day basis. They handle it, much more frequently from there. So I apologize for not being 100% on that one, but we'll continue to get that answer, and I'll circle back with you after this show, and then we can chat further and make sure you get that answer.
Great, and those were all the questions from online.
Awesome. So here's what to do next. You can scan this QR code right here on the screen, and we can schedule another consultation here to find out the account that fits you best, and make sure we get you set up for success. We'll get that account open and funded, and then get that going for you. And then I'll make the introduction. If you would like to proceed with investing in cryptocurrency, I'll make that introduction to our brokerage team, and they will walk you through those remaining steps to get that account open and invested in self-directing. Also, join us this October for AltsCon. It'll be the 17th through the 18th. We have a lot of speakers coming in to discuss. We have made our announcement. We have David Green from the Bigger Pockets podcast coming to be our keynote. So it'll be 2 full days of like-minded individuals coming to talk about investing, whether it's investing in real estate, cryptocurrency, oil and gas, private lending. We're going to have individuals from across the market to chat further about that. So register now. Come to Orlando in October when it's not the best weather across the country. Come on down to Orlando. We'll be happy to share some of the sunshine with you down here. And make sure you stay up to date with NewView, as more announcements will come and more classes will be announced. Whether that's through any of those social media platforms, you can visit our website, newviewtrust.com, and we're happy to keep you up to date and be that source of information for you. So that wraps it up for us today. Do hope if you have any questions, you'll let us know. And if not, we'll see you next week at our next class. Have a great day.